Once upon a time in a cozy little suburb, Ryan Carter, a 30-year-old guy with a solid job and a killer gaming setup, found himself in a bit of a marital pickle. He'd been hitched to Emily Davis, a 28-year-old marketing whiz for 3 years, 6 if you count the dating days. They'd met at a bar through mutual pals, and Emily's confidence had Ryan hooked faster than you can say, happy hour. She wasn't a supermodel, but her charm, oh, it was top tier. The early years were a blast. Weekend road trips, meeting the families. Emily's folks were a tad frosty, but Ryan shrugged it off, and moving into a house Ryan bought with his hard-earned cash. His name was on the deed, and he'd saved up for the down payment like a champ. The first year of marriage was all domestic bliss, cooking spaghetti together, binge-watching sitcoms, and tossing around the idea of kids someday. Picture perfect, right? But then around year 2, things started shifting. Emily got super into her career, late nights at the office, fancy networking events, the works. Ryan, being the supportive husband, picked up the slack at home and footed most of the bills so she could focus on her dreams. Sweet deal for her, huh? Except soon, date nights got canceled, Emily's phone became her new bestie, and Ryan started feeling like a ghost in his own house. Weekends, she was brunching with her marketing crew while he was left wondering if he'd accidentally turned invisible. Fast forward to a fateful night when Emily dragged Ryan to a swanky downtown dinner with her friends. Ryan wasn't thrilled. Her posse was all PR types who gossiped about people he didn't know, but he went anyway, hoping it was a sign she still cared. Big mistake. At a noisy table surrounded by her clique, Ryan sat sipping his soda, ignored as usual. Then, Emily's friend Sarah piped up with a sly, "So, how's married life, Em?" Emily let out a snort, a real classy one, and said, "Oh please, Ryan's just my roommate at this point." Cue the record scratch. Ryan froze, beer halfway to his lips, while her friends cackled like it was the funniest thing ever. "Aren't all husbands just glorified roommates?" one chimed in. Only Lauren, the newbie in the group, shot Ryan a pity glance, like, "Yikes, dude, you okay?" Ryan's brain, stuck on a loop. Roommate? Roommate? On the drive home, Emily chatted like nothing happened, scrolling Instagram while Ryan stewed in silence. When they got back, he couldn't hold it in. "So, I'm just your roommate now?" he asked, aiming for casual but feeling like his heart was doing the cha-cha. Emily rolled her eyes, classic move, and snapped, "It was a joke, Ryan. Don't be so sensitive." No apology, no nothing. Just her dismissing him like he was overreacting to a weather report. That night, Ryan lay awake, gears turning. If Emily wanted a roommate, well, she was about to get the full experience. 50-50 bills, separate pizzas, the whole shebang. Buckle up, folks, because Ryan was about to launch Operation Roommate, and it was going to be a wild ride. Ryan woke up the next morning with a fire in his belly and a plan in his head. If Emily thought he was just a roommate, well, he'd show her what that really meant. No more Mr. Nice Husband playing house all by himself. He zipped through his routine, barely nodding at Emily as she hunted for her phone charger like it was buried treasure. She didn't notice his quiet fury, and that just fueled the flames. At work, Ryan hatched Operation Roommate like a mastermind. Over his lunch break, he set up a shiny new bank account and shuffled most of their joint funds into it, leaving just enough for his half of the month's bills. No more covering 80% while Emily chased her marketing dreams. Roommates split things down the middle, right? Fair's fair. That evening he strolled home, gave Emily a curt, "Hey," and beelined for his gaming den in the spare room. Usually, he'd ask about her day or suggest dinner plans, but not tonight. He ordered a pepperoni pizza, for one, and when it arrived, he grabbed a couple slices and dove into his game. Emily wandered in, eyebrows up. "You got pizza? Where's mine?" Ryan didn't even glance her way. "Oh, I just ordered for me. Figured you'd grab something if you wanted." She blinked, waiting for more, but he just kept blasting virtual bad guys. With a huff, she stomped off to whip up her own meal. Operation Roommate, 1. Emily, 0. Over the next couple weeks, Ryan turned the dial to full roommate mode. No more, "Hey, how's work?" text during the day. No more picking up her favorite snacks at the store. Laundry? Separate piles, baby. He stopped asking where she was going or when she'd be back. Dinner became a solo affair. Sometimes he'd whip up a killer steak just for himself while she stared at an empty fridge. Emily didn't seem to clock it at first. She was too busy with her late nights and phone-scrolling marathons. But the cracks started showing soon enough. One night she swung open the fridge and spun around, hands on hips. "There's like no food in here. Didn't you go shopping?" Ryan, glued to his laptop, shrugged. "Yeah, I got my stuff, left side. You can grab whatever you need for you." She made a noise like a ticked-off cat. "Since when do we buy separate groceries?" He finally looked up, cool as a cucumber. "I don't know, problem?" She muttered a whatever and ordered takeout, probably plotting ways to guilt-trip him later. The real fireworks popped off 2 weeks in. Emily texted him midday, all flustered. "My card got declined buying these cute shoes. What's up with the account?" Ryan, sipping his coffee, replied, "There's $700 in there. Your half of the bills. Rest is in my new account." Silence. Then her call came, voice sizzling. "My half? Where's our money, Ryan?" He smirked. "Not our money. My money from my job. You've got yours. Pay your share by the end of the month." She sputtered. "You can't just change everything like that." He almost laughed. "Funny, I thought we were just roommates. Things change, right?" That night she stormed in, arms crossed like a cartoon villain. "What's your deal, Ryan? The money, the groceries, this whole attitude. What's up?" He muted his TV and leaned back. "No deal, just adjusting. You know, roommate life." Her eyes narrowed. "Oh, so this is about that dinner comment? It was a joke. You're being ridiculous." Ryan grinned, ready for the kill. "A joke? Cool. Guess I'm just living up to my title. Roommates don't share bank accounts or cook for each other. Separate lives, same roof. Isn't that us?" Emily's jaw dropped, then snapped shut. She threw up her hands and marched out, muttering about how immature he was. But here's the kicker. Over the next few days, she started texting him more, suggesting dinner together, asking about his day. Too little, too late, Ryan thought, but it was hilarious watching her squirm. Little did she know, Operation Roommate was about to level up, and oh boy, was she in for a surprise. About 3 weeks into Operation Roommate, Ryan was feeling pretty smug. He'd turned his marriage into a buddy comedy, minus the buddy part, and Emily was scrambling to keep up. But life loves a plot twist, and one morning it threw Ryan a doozy. He was grabbing his usual coffee at a little spot near his office when someone chirped, "Hey, Ryan, right?" He turned, and there was Jessica, Emily's friend from that infamous dinner, the one who'd given him the pity look when Emily dropped the roommate bomb. Yeah, Jessica, hi," Ryan said, a little thrown. She grinned, surprised he remembered her name. "Good memory. I didn't know you were a regular here," Ryan shrugged. Their coffee beats the office sludge. They chatted for a sec, and then Jessica got real. "Listen, I've been meaning to say, that dinner a few weeks back, what Emily said wasn't cool. Not everyone thought it was funny." Ryan blinked, touched. "Thanks, that means a lot. We're, figuring stuff out." No way was he spilling the tea to someone he barely knew, but Jessica's kindness stuck with him. They ended up grabbing a table, talking for 15 minutes about random stuff. Her job as a physical therapist, her move to town 6 months ago. She was chill, funny, and actually listened when he spoke. Before they parted, she scribbled her number on a napkin. "If you ever need to vent, hit me up," she said, all casual-like. Ryan pocketed it, thinking, nice gesture, but weird vibe. Still, a friend couldn't hurt, right? A couple days later, Emily was driving him up the wall, whining about bills, calling him childish, and oh yeah, someone, guess who, used their supposedly canceled joint credit card to snag a $500 purse. Ryan was steaming in his car when Jessica's number popped into his head. Why not? He texted, "Hey, it's Ryan, is that vent offer still good?" She pinged back fast, "Absolutely, you okay?" They met for coffee after work, and whoops, Ryan spilled everything. The roommate jab, Emily's distance, Operation Roommate. Jessica just nodded, soaking it all in. When he finished, she sighed. I don't know Emily super well, but I've heard her talk about you when you're not around. She complains a lot, says you're boring, that she's stuck. Ryan's jaw hit the floor. Boring? Stuck? Wow. Jessica winced. Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, I needed to hear it, he said, gut-churning. Then she leaned in, all serious. Ryan, you deserve someone who's proud of you, not someone who treats you like a chore. Boom, that hit like a ton of bricks. Suddenly, Jessica wasn't just Emily's friend, she was someone who saw him. They started texting after that. Nothing wild, just daily banter about work, dumb jokes, life. It was like a breath of fresh air after months of Emily's eye rolls. Meanwhile, Emily, clueless as ever. She'd breeze in late, reeking of some dude's cologne that definitely wasn't Ryan's. He wasn't dumb. Late nights, secretive phone stuff, new work pals he'd never met. The signs were screaming affair, but Ryan needed proof before he went full detective. He tried asking one morning, all chill, so who's this new work buddy you're always with? Emily didn't even look up. Just marketing team people, boring stuff. You're with them a lot, he pressed. She snapped, What, you tracking me now? I thought we were roommates, and air-quoted him like a pro. Ryan backed off, but his wheels were spinning. Time for the big guns. Enter the AirTag, a nifty little tracker he snagged online. Supposed to find keys, but Ryan had other plans. While Emily snoozed one morning, he slipped it into her car's console pocket, 30 seconds flat. That night, she texted, Working late, don't wait up. Perfect. At 6 p.m., Ryan fired up the app and watched her car zip not to her office, but to some ritzy apartment complex up north. It parked at 6:45. His heart pounded, but he told himself, maybe it's innocent. Yeah, right. For 3 days, he tracked her. Tuesday, dinner with coworkers, apartment complex, 7 to 11 p.m. Thursday, client meeting, same spot, 6:30 to midnight. Ryan vented to Jessica without spilling the AirTag bit, and she texted back, You sure you want the truth? It might sting. I'm done being a fool, he shot back. Time to go full spy, and oh boy was Emily about to get caught with her hand in the cookie jar. Ryan was done playing the clueless roommate. With his AirTag intel stacking up like a detective's dream, he knew Emily was up to no good at that fancy apartment complex. But he needed the slam-dunk proof, something even Emily couldn't wiggle out of with her eye rolls and it's just a joke nonsense. So he hatched a plan worthy of a TV drama. The next Tuesday, Emily chirped, Late meeting tonight, don't wait up. Ryan grinned to himself and fired back, No worries, grabbing drinks with the guys. Home late. Total fib, of course. Instead, he parked his car a block from the Parkview Apartments, that swanky spot the AirTag kept pinging. At 6:30 p.m., right on cue, Emily's car rolled in. He watched her primp in the mirror. Lipstick, hair flip, the works. Then strut to a building, punch in a code, and vanish inside. Ryan's stomach twisted, but he stayed cool. No point storming in like a soap opera star. He snapped pics of her car in the building, then peeled out. On the drive home, he called Jessica. You were right about everything, he said, voice tight. Oh, Ryan, I'm so sorry, she replied, soft and steady. What's next? I'm done being her doormat, he said. That night, he crashed in the spare room. Emily rolled in past midnight and didn't even notice he wasn't in their bed. Typical. The next day, Ryan called in sick. Spreadsheets could wait when your marriage was a dumpster fire. He spent the morning Googling divorce lawyers and booked a 2 p.m. slot with a guy named Mark, who had killer reviews. In Mark's office, Ryan laid it all out. The roommate jab, Emily's cheating, the house in his name, the finances. What's my play here? He asked. Mark leaned back, sizing him up. You're in good shape legally. House is yours pre-marriage, no kids, and Virginia likes proof of adultery. Her affair could tip things your way. How messy you want this? Ryan rubbed his chin. No drama. Just out. Mark smirked. Smart guy. Revenge costs extra. Let's draft papers. Document everything. Her absences, the affair, money stuff. Don't tip her off yet. Ryan forked over the retainer and left feeling like he'd just shed a 50-pound backpack. He texted Jessica to meet for coffee at a quiet joint a few towns over. No chance of Emily's gossip squad spotting them. She showed up, all worried eyes. "You look wiped," she said. "Haven't slept much," Ryan admitted, stirring his latte. "Met a divorce lawyer today." Her eyebrows shot up. "Whoa, that's big." "Once I confirmed the cheating, it was easy," he said. Jessica squeezed his hand. Just a quick warm gesture that felt more real than anything Emily had offered in ages. "What now?" she asked. "Papers, evidence, then I serve her and tell her to scram," Ryan said with a shrug. "She'll hate it." "Tough cookies," he shot back. She should have thought of that before playing hide the boyfriend. They talked for 2 hours. Divorce, sure, but also jobs, movies, dumb childhood stories. Jessica was a gem. No judgment, just laughs and real talk. When they hugged goodbye, she said, "You'll be fine, Ryan. Better than fine." For once, he believed it. Over the next few days, Ryan turned into a one-man evidence machine. Screenshots of bank statements showing he'd bankrolled everything? Check. Emily's credit card splurges on restaurants he'd never seen and hotel nights she'd called girls' trips? Check. AirTag logs pinning her at Parkview? Double check. He dumped it all in a folder for Mark, grinning at how airtight it was. Emily, meanwhile, kept sashaying in late, oblivious as a rock, still weekend hopping with her friends. The nerve. Ryan and Jessica texted daily now. Nothing flirty, just solid support. She'd crack him up with dumb puns. He'd vent about Emily's latest nonsense. It was nice having a cheerleader who didn't treat him like a chore. A week later, Mark called. "Papers are ready. Serve her when she's off guard. Bring a witness if you can." Ryan didn't hesitate. "Jessica, you in?" he texted. "Whatever you need," she replied. Friday night it was. Time to drop the hammer and watch Emily's world flip upside down. Friday rolled around faster than Ryan expected, but he was ready. He spent the morning with Mark, the lawyer, going over the game plan like a coach prepping for the Super Bowl. The divorce papers sat in a flimsy manila envelope, way too light for something that was about to nuke his marriage. Jessica texted him all day with pep talks. "You've got this." "Stay cool." Simple stuff, but it kept his nerves in check. They met at a coffee shop near his place at 6 p.m. Emily usually waltzed in around 7 on Fridays, unless she was off canoodling with her mystery man. They sat there, coffee untouched, just counting down. Jessica's fancy SUV pulled up outside, way swankier than Ryan expected, and at 6:25 they headed to his house. Walking in with her felt odd at first, like she was stepping into Emily's old turf, but Ryan shook it off. This wasn't their space anymore, it was his. He gave her a quick tour, rambling about the couch or whatever to kill the silence. Jessica grinned. "Chill, Ryan, I'm not here for the HGTV special, I'm just your backup." He laughed, scratching his neck. "Yeah, guess I'm not used to someone wanting to be here." Then, out of nowhere, she reached over and fixed his crooked collar, her fingers brushing it smooth like it was no big deal. "There, all set," she said with a wink, plopping onto the couch. Ryan froze, a goofy flush creeping up his face. That tiny, easy touch? It hit different, way better than Emily's half-hearted pats. He mumbled a thanks and tried not to overthink it, but dang, Jessica was starting to glow in a whole new light. At 7:10, Emily's car rumbled into the driveway. Showtime. Ryan and Jessica parked themselves in the living room, papers front and center on the coffee table. The door swung open, and Emily strutted in, all dolled up as usual, until she spotted them. Her heels screeched to a halt. "What's going on?" she snapped, eyes darting from Ryan to Jessica. "Why's she here?" Ryan stood, voice steady. "We need to talk, Emily." Her face twisted. "Why's she here for that? This is our house." "She's a witness," Ryan said, grabbing the envelope and holding it out. "I'm filing for divorce." Emily's jaw dropped like a cartoon anvil. "Divorce?" she squeaked, then scoffed. "Over your dumb roommate thing? Seriously?" Ryan didn't flinch. "No, Because you've been cheating on me for months. She barked a fake laugh. That's ridiculous. I'm not cheating. Don't, Ryan cut in, tapping his phone. I know about the guy at Parkview Apartments. I've got weeks of proof. Every late night, every work event. You're busted. Her face went white, then red. You followed me? That's insane. Didn't have to, he said, smirking. Tech's a beautiful thing. Emily pointed at Jessica, venom dripping. And you brought her for this? She's been waiting to pounce since day one. Jessica stayed cool as ice. Ryan loved that. She's got nothing to do with it, he said. This is about you and your choices. Emily switched gears fast, softening. Okay, I messed up. People mess up, Ryan. We can fix this. Counseling, a redo. I'll ditch him. Let's talk, just us. She shot Jessica a death glare. Ryan wasn't biting. He leaned back, all casual. Why are you mad? I'm just your roommate, right? That's what you wanted. She rolled her eyes. That dinner again. It was a joke. Hilarious, he deadpanned. So you do joke about swapping husbands? Good to know. Her jaw clenched, but he kept going. You were right. We're roommates. I just want you to pack your things and get out of my house. That did it. Emily lost it. Tears, yells, a flung remote that missed by a mile. She called him every name in the book, then flipped to begging, then back to rage. Where am I supposed to go? She wailed. Maybe your boyfriend's place, Ryan quipped. You're there enough. She stormed out, slamming the door so hard a photo crashed off the wall. Jessica helped him sweep up the chaos, chuckling. Well, that was something. Yeah, Ryan said, grinning. Nailed it, huh? The next day, Emily showed up with her pal Sarah, thinking she could waltz back in. Joke's on her. Ryan had changed the locks. They banged on the door, blowing up his phone, but he just texted, Stuff's yours Saturday, bring a buddy. Saturday was a circus. Emily rolled up with Sarah and her dad, who blustered about his daughter's home. Ryan stayed cool. My name's on the deed. Bought it pre-marriage and she cheated. Court's welcome to see the proof. That shut Dad up. Emily tried the sob story when no one was looking, but Ryan just walked off. She was gone by noon. Divorce wrapped up in 4 months. Smooth as butter with all his evidence. Word got around her boyfriend dumped her 2 weeks after she moved in. Turns out he liked sneaking around, not shacking up. She landed at her parents' place, probably stewing in her own mess. Ryan? He was golden. He and Jessica started dating a month after Emily split. Slow and steady, no rush. She was a rock, smart, funny, and actually cared. They'd redo the house together. Emily's tacky decor got the boot, and life felt fresh. One night, they were at a downtown spot when Emily strutted in with some new guy. She clocked them, plastered on a fake smile, and sashayed over. Well, isn't this cozy? Moved on quick, huh? Before Ryan could fire back, Jessica looked up, all calm and queenly. He's not just my roommate, Emily, he's my everything. Emily's face, priceless. Her date tugged her away as she gaped, and Ryan couldn't stop grinning. Too much? Jessica asked. Nah, he said, grabbing her hand. Perfect. So there you have it. Divorce done, house his, and a new start with someone who's all in. Life's not flawless. Divorce stings, even when it's right. But Ryan's happier than ever. That roommate dig? Best thing Emily ever did? It kicked off a whole new chapter, and man, what a plot twist. If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe to the channel. I wish you a great mood and good luck.